Hey y'all, welcome to the video today and welcome to the channel. If you've never been here before, this is a small welding channel based on a small welding business. I just record what I do throughout my days in the shop just to kind of give you an idea of how things run and operate. Today's video is about the car hauler trailer that we worked on a couple videos ago, where we put the jack stands on the back end to help support a Bobcat. Well, the owner came back to me and told me he was having an issue with parking the Bobcat on the trailer, and it was actually bowing the boards on the trailer. So he came up with these ideas of what we now refer to as parking plates. I've got to take a minute to talk about this saw you're seeing here in the video. This is a cordless Milwaukee circular metal cutting saw, not to be confused with the wood saw. I purchased this with my own money, and I promise you it is worth every penny. I would go back and buy another one the minute this one breaks. I may even go ahead and buy a second one just in case this one breaks on me out in the field. I learned to weld at my local community college, and there's such a large production of metal that goes through that shop at one time, and they tried to make the cutting process as minute of a task as possible in order to give you more time in the welding booth. So they have these big machines that really make cutting a short breeze in a short amount of time, and they never had one of these circular saws. So I never knew there was a metal cutting circular saw until I came across this. This thing's a total time saver. If you know anything about dragging the torch out, hooking the plasma cutter up, it all takes time. And your third option is grab a grinding wheel, and we all know how long that takes to cut something and how bad the sparks just fly everywhere. This thing literally cut my cutting time in half, if not a third of the time it used to take me to cut a sheet of metal. Not only that, but the lines are super straight, which, if you know anything about the fabbing process, fabricating something straight lines is a must-have for a quality product. I always like to include these little cleaning clips just to show you just how much byproduct is coming off of these pieces of metal that we're cutting, and all that you just saw me cleaning up was just from using that tabletop bandsaw. The material I was just cutting with the bandsaw, and now I'm cleaning up with the grinder. This is some 1-inch square stock. So the owner wanted to be able to put handles on either end of the parking plate. The sheet was only 3/16 thick, and picking it up with the Bobcat knew that it was going to bend, so he wanted to be able to slide a 2x4 that you can see there in the video through the handles to keep it from flexing so much, and also be able to run a strap through to pick these things up and make it easier to take on and off the trailer when needed. Once he told me what this thing was going to be used for, and I knew that Bobcat was going to be on there, I had to make these handles heavy duty in order to withstand him accidentally running over one with the Bobcat. The owner gave me the original measurements he wanted to go by, and after coming by with the trailer and both of us walking through the actual steps that he wanted to accomplish, we realized that the plate needed to be the actual width of the trailer fender to fender, which meant we needed to add on about 30 more inches of sheet. I do want to point out what you saw earlier was me sticking a 1/16 TIG rod in between the two plates. This allowed me to create a gap in between the two plates to create a groove weld, which allows me to penetrate further into the metal when welding. This is a long 24-inch continuous weld, and if you're worried about buying a box store welder, well, check this one out. If you don't know what I'm welding with, go check out some of my other videos on my channel and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I put this thing through the paces. This is one super long weld for what I do, and I'm going to shut up and let you enjoy the second half of this weld here, and this is at normal speed. In order to make this one whole sheet like I wanted to, I welded this side, and obviously I have to flip it over and weld the other side. I took the grinder to cut out the groove. When I was welding from the other side, you'll get certain spots where the wire penetrates more than others, and this creates little imperfections. So you take that grinder wheel, cut in a little bit, and create a more constant, even surface to weld on. It also cleans the metal up. Again, this is one super long weld, especially for what I do. It's long for any weld actually, but it's super long for what I do. And again, I welded the front side, flipped over, and went right back to welding the other side. If that tells you anything about the durability of these machines, well, you'll be shocked. Now moving on to adding the handles to the parking plates, you can see the shiny spots are where I grinded. before I weld these things up. So I'll go ahead and tell you, when I weld stuff, I normally don't clean up mill scale too much. Mill scale being the gray stuff you see all over the sheet. It comes from the factory like that to help prevent rust and contaminants getting into the metal. And normally I don't clean that up a whole lot. I don't know if it's designed to be welded through, but it really doesn't affect the weld too much. Something like this, where I need the most penetration I can get because there's a chance that a 5,500 pound machine might be driving over top of this, then yes, I'll take the grinder and clean it up, give you bare metal. Them little shiny spots that you see, that's bare metal. That will give me the best looking weld and the most penetration that I can get. These plates were a real booger bear to handle because they had some weight to them. So I used a little black cart you see over there to the right in order to take them out front where the trailer was sitting. You can see where I pulled so many measurements here, and from the owner telling me that the hubs on the Bobcat are 56 inches apart, meaning if he parked his back axle in the middle of the back plate, that 56 inches in front of that is where his front axle would be and should be the center of the front plate. So I take multiple measurements. It seems like if once I got one side straight and I went to tweak the other side, I'd pull that side closer to me and the other side would walk further away. It just kept walking back and forth, so it took a whole lot of maneuvering to get this thing lined up straight. I drilled the holes through the metal and with the first drill bit, and then I came back with a second drill bit to countersink the holes. That way the flat-headed screws would fall in a little bit better. That little bit of extra time, a little bit of work just sets the quality of yours apart from everybody else. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Remember to click that subscribe button at the top. Enjoy either one of the videos to the left or right here on the screen. And also, if you want to leave a comment seeing something that I did wrong or something that I could have done easier, I'm always looking to learn. And hopefully you learned something from this video. That's why I do this, to help you guys out. I hope you guys enjoyed it again, and I'll catch you on the next one.